Welcome to the final episode of our Gears of War series here on Tales of the Lesser Medium, a podcast that pokes fun at video game narratives. I'm your narrator, Caleb J. Ross, and I'm joined by my co-host.
I'm gonna miss you, Caleb. Not really in this game too much. It's mainly Cole and Baird and some weird Russian guy and this woman. I'm gonna miss you, pal. It's been real, and I hope you have a good episode, with Trav. I'm sure he'll do a lot of really good accents. I think he's got a French one lined up today for no reason. There's no French people in the game, but he was feeling French today, and also he does a Russian one at some point that I think you guys will enjoy. So anyway, have a good episode, and we'll talk to you guys later, I guess.
That's okay. We have you, Travis, and that was my co-host, Travis Terry. As always, we'll be taking you through our favorite video game franchise narratives, interjecting with humorous skits and commentary along the way to make you laugh and to hopefully add some helicopter crashes to our helicopter crash punch card. 2 more and we get a free submarine.
Oh.
Yeah, which will certainly be destroyed by a Leviathan, but 10 of those and we get a sub sandwich that explodes.
Man, that's a hell of a punch card. All right. Well, hey, to remind everyone, in our first 4 episodes, we got to follow our gruff hero, Marcus Phoenix, and we're going to miss him today. But we got to follow him and his fellow soldiers as they attempted to rid the land of those pesky locusts. We tried bombing their hulls. We tried flooding their holes. And finally, we got molecular and had our daddy turn them into holes.
And Dizzy penetrated all of them, right? Huh?
He did. He tried to. He wanted to real bad. And that worked. Except for what Caleb said, but most of all that other stuff worked, so far as we know, through Gears of War 3. Of course, there are sequels beyond that. We got Gears 5, we got Gears 4, but in the other order, 4 and then 5. I don't know why I did it backwards.
I caught that too.
Yeah, but we'll cover those one day. This podcast is going to be around forever. But today, we're going to go back in time, around the time of the first Gears of War game's timeline, and learn a little bit about the kerfuffle Baird and Cole found themselves in and how they managed to get out of said kerfuffle. Today, it's Gears of War Judgment.
Gears of War Judgment opens in classic Tales of the Lesser Medium style with 2 helicopters flying over the city of Halvo Bay.
Free sub, here we come.
And landing safely just outside a government building.
Damn it.
2 familiar faces are escorted off the choppers by armed guards. Baird and Cole, handcuffed, step off one of the helicopters. Baird turns to one of the men clearly in charge and says, "Let me just go back there and make sure the bastard's dead." The man, who looks much older, sporting a mustache and gray sideburns over black slicked back hair.
He kind of looks like Dracula if Dracula had a home gym and was French.
This Dracula guy puts a pistol to Baird's head and orders him to move along. Walking past more guards, Baird overhears one say,
"That's a record. Guy went from lieutenant to war criminal in less than a week."
"That guy needs to be slapped." Atop the courthouse steps, Baird pauses and looks back toward the city. It's burning. Black smoke billows up from the smoldering mass of ruins.
Should we be having court right now, though?
No, that would be ridiculous. There's buildings literally still on fire right now. Oh, wait, it says here, cut to the courthouse. Okay.
All right, guess we're going in.
So the inside of the courthouse really isn't much better than the outside. Temporary lights have been set up to illuminate the room as this war-torn part of the city no longer has electricity. The once ornate sanctum of the highest order of law is now riddled with bullet holes, cluttered with strewn papers and debris, and piled high with dust. The mustachioed French Dracula man sits at the judge's bench and announces that the accused are denied any right to an attorney and may not question the authority of the tribunal they are now up against.
That doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, there should be a guy objecting to this. Objection, Your Honor! These guys have a right to an attorney!
Objection denied.
Oh.
I'm the French judge. Those guys have forfeited their right to an attorney on account of me wanting the delicious blood. I'm also French Dracula.
There are 2 other Gears soldiers here as well, in addition to Baird and Cole, but they are unfamiliar to us. One is a blonde-haired man with deep scars on one side of his face who speaks in a Russian accent. The second is a red-haired woman who asks the judge if they're being charged for doing their jobs.
Oh, snap!
The man acting as judge tells them that their charges will be defined as he hears their testimony.
Hey, that's making up the rules as you go along.
Yeah, the mustache man tells Baird to begin his testimony at the point they last saw each other.
Okay.
Now we enter a flashback, and in this flashback, Baird is trudging through Halvo Bay on foot along with other gears who are standing trial. Their mission is to provide support to another convoy. Baird says that they had seen plenty of action up until then, but they had yet experienced anything quite like Karn. Karn. I think I got that. Karn. We have yet to see Karn or know who or what Karn is, but we can reckon it's a foul thing that only a Gears of War artist could dream up.
Yeah, it reminds me of that scene from Nacho Libre when Jack Black slaps the corn out of that guy's head. He's like, "Get the corn out of my face!"
Once Baird and company reached the convoy, it was too late. These soldiers were nothing more than blood stains on the sidewalk. Hey, the sidewalk stayed intact in this city. That's pretty impressive. They had apparently met with Karn, or rather the Karn, whoever or whatever that is.
Yeah, and we should say it's not entirely clear at this point how far in the past we are. This flashback with Baird takes place immediately after E-Day, or Emergence Day, so after the Hammer of Dawn strikes and the Locust spewed up from the ground, and somewhere around the beginning of Gears of War 1. So it's in that neighborhood of the timeline. It'll make more sense as we go, but just a heads up.
Their next mission is to defend the nearby Museum of Military Glory on the other side of the river. Unfortunately, the area in between was designated a Hammer of Dawn free fire zone. So Baird and his crew had to hurry between strikes to get there in one piece. And as you might expect, the usual suspects lurk around. Boomers, grinders, wretches, Cantuses, tickers, Carls, and grenadiers are everywhere.
You made one of those up.
No, I didn't. This is a Gears of War game, after all, so the whole cast and crew of Locusts are in just about every corner of this world. Once inside the museum, they meet another human military unit. Baird, eager to provide support, walks up to them and says, "Commander Loomis sent us. Where should we go?" The other soldiers are all wearing helmets that obscure their faces. The leader demeaningly says, "You're not Onyx." The female in Baird's group says that she is in fact Onyx. The leader refutes this by saying, "No, you're a cadet."
And then Baird was all like, I know you are, but what am I? And the leader said, like, "I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you."
Objection, Your Honor. Glue is not universally sticky. It is impossible to determine that all things said would in fact stick.
Objection, I deny.
Oh, I'll be back.
I'm still French. It might wear out later, but I'm French for now.
At any rate, they are now tasked with defending the area by the Onyx soldiers, who then leave.
What is unclear to the player and what the listener should be aware of is Loomis, that they're talking about here. Loomis is the judge in the courtroom in the present day, and he's the one giving orders to Baird and company via radio. So there you go. Yeah, the guy that they're on trial against and the guy that they're talking to on the radio, same guy.
Seems like a conflict of interest in there somewhere, but I don't know. I'm sure bullets will save the day eventually.
Sure.
So who were those other military soldiers? They were the Onyx Guard, an elite special ops unit in the COG army that served directly under the president. In the other Gears of War games we've covered, the Onyx Guard often provided support. They were at Azura, for example, but did their own thing and didn't interfere with Marcus and company. This particular unit of Onyx is apparently a bit more uppity.
Yeah, seems so. And let's also introduce the other two Gears with us. The Russian accent guy that you'll get to know in a minute, his name is Garen Paddock, who represented the Union of Independent Republics, or UIR, if you recall from the first episode. We call it the UR, because we're being cute. He hails from Goroznaya, which is basically Gears for Russia, I think. And he fought against the COG during the Pendulum War, so he was an enemy. And he was actually rescued by the Gears during a naval mission and converted to a POW. But once the Locust shit hit the fan, he agreed to fight along with the COG on behalf of humanity. And then there's Sophia Hendrick, the one who said she was Onyx. She was a journalist who joined the army after E-Day and became a cadet of the Onyx Guard, as we just heard. She was assigned to Baird's squad, along with Cole and Paddock, just to keep an eye on Paddock in case he defected, which honestly seems like a waste of time, resources, and a risk of lives. But, I guess these are dire times. Who am I to argue? Maybe he's that good of a soldier. I don't know. He seems like he got caught once, so he's not that good. So I don't know.
Back to the Museum of Military Glory, the stronghold they're defending, the Gears advance to the East Wing where the Onyx Guard are now holding off locusts. When Baird and company enter, the Onyx leader tells the guard to defend the room while they go investigate something large lurking outside. The doors the Gears just entered through are being pounded on by a horde of locusts, bound to spill in at any moment. The Onyx move on to investigate the larger disturbance, leaving the Gears behind to fend for themselves. After the area is clear of enemies, the Gears spot the movement of an enormous creature lumbering just outside. This is apparently what the Onyx were so concerned about.
That dar be the Karn, I do believe. Yep.
So that's the Karn that we're supposed to be fighting against, right? It looks different than what I thought it would.
Pardon me.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
hello,
it's Greg. Hey, everybody. Hey, this is my friend from back in boot camp.
Yes.
And then we went to mitten camp as well. This is great, guys.
Yes. We went to extremity covering camp together, both boots and mittens.
He's a good
curious. I keep hearing you say Karn.
Right.
And like on the cob, or
I guess it could be like on a cob. I guess is that what the tank thing that he's on? Is that what that's called?
Karn on the cob, or maybe is this maybe a cream corn?
Oh,
Yeah.
I see what you're doing. Oh, okay. Oh, well, okay. No, this is embarrassing. This is really embarrassing. No, a cob is a vegetable. This guy's on a tank.
Popcorn? Is it a popcorn? I keep hearing Karn, and Karn is delicious. Are we mad at Karn now? Karn.
Yeah, it gets stuck in your teeth, I think. I'm on your side now, Greg. This is weird. Let's not fight Karn. Let's fight tomatoes. Everyone agrees they suck.
Karn is good for you. Like Karn.
Making their way to the basement to avoid any altercation with the large creature outside and hopefully catch back up with the Onyx, they spot clutches of centipede eggs. Centipedes, if you recall, are the large centipede-like creatures that can electrify whatever is near them with their antenna. They are difficult to kill as they require someone to be shooting directly at their ass end, with them wiggling around all over the place trying to murder everyone with electricity. That proves kind of hard to do. The gear successfully shoot and destroy all of the egg clutches, and probably some butt cheeks in the process, I would imagine, but learn that in the next room, the archives, several already hatched centipedes have called this large dark area their home. In a nightmarish and frantic skirmish in the dark, the Gears must avoid these pesky shockworms and escape.
Always dodge the nightworms, folks. Let that be a lesson to all of you.
They manage to escape and survive. Once the basement is clear of enemies, we learn a little more about Karn through radio transmissions. Karn is a distinct-looking locust, more foul-looking than the others, who rides an enormous beast. I would warrant is called a cob. I'm just going to stick by it. The cob. Paddock says that in Gorisnaya, his army threw everything at him, but Karn wouldn't die. Sophia recommends the use of a light mass missile to take him out.
And if you recall, once again from the first episode, the light mass bomb was used to attempt to kill all the locusts underground, which failed, but it's a good callback here, or call forward, or call adjacent, whatever. It's, timelines and bullshit. But the light mass bomb should sound familiar to you.
Loomis, the commander in charge over the radio, basically tells them to deal with the monster on their own and to call him back when it's done. To which I say, objection, Your Honor. The soldiers were explicitly told to deal with the monsters, so they can't be on trial for killing the monsters, right? I mean, that is that what they're on trial for?
Overruled. You should have read the dossier, which I believe is just a stack of manila-colored folders stuffed with boring papers. You should have read that.
I think you just wanted an excuse to use a French word, Mr. French judge guy.
Dossier.
At that moment, they look outside the museum to see Karn riding his beast in the courtyard where the Onyx have attempted to take him on. Onyx soldiers are being stepped on and squished by the beast as it hisses and stomps in a tantrum. Karn is on top, giving orders to the army of locusts that surround him. The beast is hard to describe as it has yet to be all in one view. It's just too big.
But it does look mad and scary, if that helps.
It does. Thank you, Travis.
Yeah.
After eyeing Karn, Cole looks to Sophia and asks her how that missile works. She says it's classified, but she knows one of the missiles is stored somewhere here in the city of Halvo. She says the missile's inventor teaches at the Onyx Academy.
And her, being a cadet, is a recent graduate, so she must know what she's talking about.
Objection, Your Honor. More of a question. So is it like stealing the missile? Is that what they're in court for? Did they steal a missile, Your Honor? I really want to figure this out.
Who are you?
I'm just a guy who really likes participating in the justice system.
Overruled.
Damn it. I gotta find out what overruled means. Ugh. You may have suspected Adam Phoenix is the university professor, but no.
Oh, there's two smart guys in this world. Interesting.
Baird chimes in and says his name is Professor Elliot. Apparently, Baird worked in Elliot's lab before he joined the Gears. He explains that the missile draws power from refined emulsion, and that the more emulsion, the bigger the boom. Paddock then points to the scars on his face and says that they were courtesy of one of these big booms. Cole asks how far he was from the impact, and Paddock says he was close enough.
No shit.
He says this bomb would take out the entire city. So he was just outside of a city length away from the bomb, I guess. He says the bomb would take out the entire city. Sophia says that the one she is talking about is considered low yield, not strong enough to take out a city, but strong enough to take out Karn, in other words. Baird is curious, though. It's clear he's interested in using the bomb.
And this is where we start to get the feeling about why we're all on trial to start with.
Objection, no fair, Your Honor. Travis, he wrote this script. He's got an unfair advantage. Dismiss him from the podcast record, please.
Overruled?
Crap, he's also the judge.
I'm no longer French. I've transferred outside of French. That's just a simple American overruled accent.
God damn it.
Overruled.
He's the script writer and the judge.
And the accent czar.
Yes. Sophia tells Baird that it's not something he can do on his own. They need approval, launch codes, the targeting beacon, and to manually activate the missile on site. Sounds like a hassle. Well, Baird hangs his head, realizing that that's a tall order. Paddock, however, wastes no time. He calls over the radio back to Loomis.
So we're going to get the light mass missile online and use it to kill General Karn. Any objections?
There's no immediate reply, only light static. Baird says, "Works for me." And they all march on with this freshly hatched plan that no one has thought through for more than 5 seconds.
This does seem to go against Baird's character of overthinking things, but we do need a plot in this game, so I'm going to let it slide.
Flash forward to the ongoing courtroom trial where this story is being told to Loomis, the acting judge. Sophia asserts that she was against this plan, and Paddock chides her for saying this. At this moment, a tremor shakes the courtroom, and the chandelier, or chandelier, as I really, really want that term to be pronounced
Chandelier!
forever. The chandelier hanging high in the rotunda comes loose, crashing to the floor, feet from where they're standing, giving their testimony. No one reacts to this for some reason, but it's becoming clear that these proceedings need to pick up the pace before everyone inside dies from the building caving in on itself. Oh, ho, ho! Your Honor, that it's negligence then, right? Like lack of maintenance is why the Gears are being tried, right? They were supposed to like repair the courthouse in between like military missions or something, and the chandelier fell and they're all in trouble now? Is that it?
Overruled. Wait. You didn't object. You have to say objection first so I can say overruled.
Sweet. Do I get a do-over then?
I mean, I don't know. Is there a book? Is there a
Please
book
say
for
no
this?
so we can move on.
No.
Okay, good. Sophia then steps toward Colonel Loomis and tells him she had to go along with the plan to see if her friends, her fellow cadets at the Onyx Academy, were okay. We are now flashed back to Sophia's testimony sequence. Hers picks up where Baird's ended. They were on their way to the academy from the museum, and Sophia says the whole way there she was curious if her fellow cadets were still alive. When the academy comes into view, she quickly realizes they had likely not survived. It has been completely overrun. But if Professor Elliot's lab was still standing, the beacon inside would allow them to land the light mass missile right on Karn's head, as she put it.
What are the chances this place is overrun, but the locusts leave behind the singular key component to their own mass destruction? I mean, I'm like, all right, we've taken the place over, and there's a beacon thing back there. Don't touch it. Okay, we don't know what it's for. Just leave it out in the open in case they come to steal it. They'll know where it's at. I don't know what that is.
Luckily, for the sake of video game narrative, they did just that. Once they make it across the heavily fortified bridge that gates the entry to the academy, they enter through the front door to find heaps of cadet bodies strewn around.
Ugh.
It had been a massacre. Sophia even said, "I knew what I was going to find on the other side, so I turned my heart off. It was the only way I'd make it." It's not just dead cadets here, though. Locusts have transformed the academy into their own stronghold. The Gears fight their way through several courtyards before finally reaching the entrance to the laboratory wing. The security system is still alive, and Sophia finds she's still in the security system's database, so the Gears are able to enter. Unfortunately, and somehow, the Locusts were already inside here too. Like, how do they get in there? And what are the chances now that the beacon is even here or even usable, right?
Yeah, I mean, and not to mention the laboratory. Emergency systems had kicked in and the toxic fumes emanated from all the vents, making all the Gears nauseous and hampering their vision. And the fumes had no apparent impact on the Locusts, so what good that was. You know, great security. Though to be fair, I guess if you're developing a security system, you're really not thinking of the possibility of underground hell mutants that are immune to all your toxic, gadgets. But I mean, how the fuck are they getting into that secure place? I don't understand it.
They have a secret knock or something, probably. After some intense fighting, they find Elliot's specific lab and get the beacon. Easy peasy. It was just there, hanging out in the open. Now they have to leave with it. And come to find out, the beacon transmits a signal that can be zeroed in on by nemesists, flying jellyfish-like enemies that create toxic clouds around themselves. So getting out with this beacon turns out to be harder than getting in to grab it was. The Gears also have to protect the bot holding the beacon for them. The bot that accompanied Marcus and crew was named Jack. This is a similar bot, but they just call it Bot. Bot has the beacon and must be protected from all enemies who can track it. Thankfully, Bot can tell when enemies are approaching and freezes in place and puts a shield around itself until enemies are vanquished.
Yeah, begging the question, why can't we all have shield generators? And Sophia quips that they are just blindly following Bot, who is carrying the beacon and unlocking doors for them and leading them to where they need to go. And she says, "He's taking damage, but I hope he still knows where he's going. He can't just beep, 'I'm lost,' can he?" And yes, he can. That can be a thing you programmed in. You can be like, beep twice if you're lost. Better yet, though, make it say, "I'm lost." You have the fucking technology. This is inexcusable. You have a flying robot. Make it tell you when it's lost. I'm mad.
It beeps twice and they go, "He's double not lost. Good."
He's really on the straight and narrow. That's a good robot.
So anyway, the bot is not lost and they continue on, beacon in tow. They come to a crash site of a fallen Raven helicopter, one they saw crash earlier, and take time to scavenge any still working equipment from it. While cornered at the crash site, waves of enemies descend on them. The Gears use everything around them to set up makeshift defenses to protect them from the waves. The fortifications are more sophisticated than you might expect for a last-second setup, like electric fences and enemy-sensing turrets. They all hold out long enough to protect themselves and the bot holding the beacon. Once the waves end, they move on. Sophia says leaving the academy was hard and that someone needs to go back and bury all of those people. Meanwhile, Cole thinks they should decide on a name for the bot, after Baird refers to it as Little Flying Guy. And I 100% agree. And I think, Travis, you and I should be the ones to do this. We've got a flying bot that unlocks doors. It cannot provide any useful feedback, and we assume it's cute, so let's go. I'm going to go with Will Locksmith.
Oh, that's actually really good. I'm going to go with Big Flying Guy.
Because it's like the opposite of what he is, because he's kind of small. But he does fly, though. So I guess it's partially there.
It's a little bit bigger.
How about not a mosquito, just so that they don't accidentally swat it? They just call it not a mosquito.
That's good, too. How about hovering nipple tweaker, because he's got little claws, and I feel like he could just hover around and tweak your nipples when he wasn't doing other tasks.
Oh, that's efficient. Yeah, because then you don't have to use your bunkmate for the nipple twisting. That's really smart. Yeah. Oh, in that case, if we're leveraging the bot for things that our bunkmates don't have to do anymore, let's call it
the bone drone.
Reach around-a-tron. Bone drone and reach around-a-tron. I like it both. It's good. It's good. Let's do it.
We got there. It took us a while, but we got there.
Flash forward to the courtroom tribunal. It's now Paddock's turn. Loomis, the judge, asks if Paddock is here as Major Paddock of the UIR or Private Paddock of the COG?
Oh, he failed to ask him if he was down with OPP.
Yeah, you know Paddock. But seriously, Paddock cheekily responds with,
Whichever you like less.
ooh, the judge tells him that the Open Arms program,
Who's down with OAP?
come on. Now, just let me tell you what it's all about. It sounds like it must have been a treaty that allowed opposing nations' armies to fight together for the greater good, or just hug each other a lot. But the judge asserts that he and Paddock remain enemies. Paddock saunters forward and says,
Fine, let's settle this like enemies then.
he's quickly restrained by Onyx guards.
Does he slam, da-da-da,
No, he just lets the boys be boys.
We did it.
The judge tells Paddock he doesn't seem like the type to take orders. Why would he even have followed Baird on his bird brain mission?
Great question, actually. It doesn't fit his character profile at all.
Paddock pauses momentarily before admitting,
You might say I had an ulterior motive.
Oh, objection, Your Honor. I said objection this time. Ulterior motive. I said it before. I said that one before, though, Travis. I get points for that. I did say it before.
Overruled.
God damn it, I gotta learn what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what the other word is, so I just overruled for everything. Overruled.
I believe the other word is, you're right, Caleb. That's
Overruled.
Word. Ah, damn it. God,
You're
he's
in
good.
contempt.
He's good. This is a good judge. Then we are flashed back in time as Paddock continues the story from his point of view.
As I grew up in the Goris Nile, it was a long, long time ago on the foggy moors just south of Siberia, large, tall trees covered where my hut was. We grew up in a hut with a potato farm, and we wouldn't even pick the potatoes. We just grew them, and then we let them die where they were, because potatoes is hard work. You got to dig them up out of the ground, and the ground is hard and cold because there's no sunshine in Goris Nile. And then we drink vodka every day from 4-year-old all the way up to manhood of 12-year-old. And we...
Okay, that's backwards.
What?
No, that's I was
With the-
lulled into this wonderfully charismatic.
You don't want to hear about my story of growing up? Did you want me to continue story from where she left off, or did you want to hear Paddock's whole story? I got the whole story.
I thought just from where she left off, but I'm enthralled. Did you have a fun name for your grandma?
We called her Milky Two Bones.
Not the whimsical Russian grandma nickname I was thinking about, but I like it. Milky Two Bones.
Yes, she was very white, and she only had 2 bones.
Oh, so it's very literal. Okay.
Quite flabby.
2% milk fat she was. It was.
Yes, very sweet lady. Used to make us rock sandwich. Which was horrible. She just punched us in the face. It wasn't lunch.
She fed you with jokes. All right. I don't like it. I don't like her anymore. No. He actually starts off by saying he had seen pictures of the mansions of Halvo Bay and wondered if they were real or if they were propaganda to intimidate the UIR. It turns out they were real. But as he stood in Halvo Bay, all he could see was what was left of those mansions that now lie in shambles. The enemy front lines at Halvo Bay consist mainly of blood mounts, the armored hellhounds ridden by gun-toting locusts. They pounced through a cement wall in this once high-class neighborhood and bound toward the gears, who respond with panicked shotgun blasts.
Good doggy. Yes.
That's what he says after he kills one. Good doggy.
Halvo Bay is no safe place, although it is a glimpse into what the ritzy suburbs of Planet Sera might have looked like before it was ravaged by war. The neighborhoods, while looking like they were once highfalutin, are littered with normal, albeit totaled, everyday cars. Not big armored military vehicles, just everyday cars. They aren't flipped over and burning or incinerated due to previous Hammer of Dawn strikes like the Gears have encountered time and time again. And remember, this is a flashback to at or just before Gears of War 1's beginning, so the attacks are fresh.
Yeah. Halvo Bay was actually never targeted by a weapon of mass destruction. It's just been overrun with locusts, so it is an interesting contrast to the rest of the set pieces we've experienced thus far. It looks like a place humans can live. But anyhoozle, Professor Elliot's house has got to be around here somewhere, so on a jaunt through this dangerous neighborhood we go. And we have that beacon, remember, but we need the launch codes, and Professor Elliot has those, wherever he is.
Now, if I were a man who thought video game narratives were capable of nuance, I'd say the inclusion of an upper-class neighborhood to contrast against the lives of military foot soldiers in a game that largely takes place in a courtroom is dancing around some kind of message about privilege and wealth being secured but never enjoyed by the military feeder class, i.e. the lower class. But I'm not such a man. I hope another helicopter blows up soon.
Ah, yes, that would be great, because, man, I could really go for some sub sandwiches. Oh, man.
But anyway, you get down into the Gorsnaya there, and I met a young lady one time, and she was very, very sweet. She only had one arm, but she was the most attractive lady at my school, and it was cold every day.
Okay, so before leaving the hood, the Gears hear a transmission over the radio. A panicked soldier defending the nearby air fort. It's like a fort in the air. I mean,
I love it. Why have I never heard that?
Because they're dumb. They don't exist.
Ah, right.
A panicked soldier defending the nearby airport is radioing Commander Loomis and tells him that his platoon is in serious trouble. A giant locust, likely Karn, accompanied by 3 cedars, those are the giant burrowing arachnid-likes, are attacking and destroying the planes. Loomis gives no helpful insight and promises no support. Loomis tells the soldier to push the beast back into the sea. Okay, it's easy enough. Reflecting on his previous interaction with Karn, Paddock says,
By the time Karn was gone, there wasn't an airplane left in Gorsnaya. And we had to eat potatoes every day. They were sometimes good and sometimes bad, but mostly potato. Get boring after
pushing
all.
through the streets toward Elliot's home after killing dozens, if not hundreds of enemies, the Gears begin to voice their doubts that if Elliot is home, he's no longer alive. Now, it's a fair assumption, given the lack of humanity they've come across for the last while, but before long, a still-standing mansion comes into view. Its front gates remain upright and secure. It's Elliot's home, and his home has auto-firing turrets mounted to the top that makes mincemeat of any passing locust and any flying drone in the vicinity. Presumably, it can't distinguish between grub and gear, so Baird suggests they keep their distance and come up with a plan. A plan that I suggest involves waiting for the bullets to empty. I mean, video games can't get away with this infinite turret bullets thing forever, and I'm feeling like this game is going to be the one to break that tradition.
There's so many fucking bullets on this planet, though. It's amazing.
It's infinite. Oh, man, it's crazy. Sophia says she knows of another way. A secret entrance. A friends and family only entrance, if you know what I mean. Baird says, "You must know this Professor Elliot pretty well." To which she replies, "Well enough." It turns out this backdoor route seems no less grueling as the front door would have been. Locusts are everywhere, with heavy artillery, and Paddock is displeased with how the rich folks booby-trapped their estates before they evacuated or died.
These rich assholes keep filling their gardens with sentry guns. I hope they died screaming, like my grandmammy did. When she didn't get enough food, there was a big famine, and tigers came into our village and ate most of the young. And I had to walk 14 days with my bare feet.
No, they probably did
some...
die screaming. Okay, Paddock, God damn it. So the Gears finally reach the guest bungalows on Elliot's estate and make their way through and inside the main home. Now, you may be a little skeptical now of Sophia and what she knows of this Professor Elliot, but you'd be alone.
The truth is, none of us cared how well Sophia knew this professor, but I think we all knew by then we weren't going to like what we found inside his mansion. What if it is tequila, not vodka? I cannot possibly have a tequila. It is a different culture's liquor drink. I like the potato vodka.
Okay,
homemade
God
potato
damn it,
vodka.
Paddock. Okay, so once inside the home, they find Elliot's lab and spot Elliot himself slumped over his desk, dead. So they task their hovering bot friend with hacking into Elliot's computer for the launch codes while they rummage for clues. At some point, they remember that Sophia knew him personally, and Baird offers his condolences. She says, "He was my teacher. Whatever else happened, happened." And they just leave it at that. Just kidding. Cole immediately asks,
"What did happen?"
And she says, "He was married, with kids. I moved on." And that's all she's able to say before the power goes out and the room they're in goes dark.
Okay, looks like the power has gone out. So anyway, yes, I get that he was married with kids and whatnot, but was there any fucking?
No, this is the time I want you to go on, Paddock. This is great
Hello?
stuff.
Was there anybody shooting smoosh ropes toward each other? Anybody getting any mashed taters between the two of you?
That's how we did it in old country. We
Yes.
put potatoes between two bellies. We call it belly pancake potatoes.
My papa used to come at my mummy with his crinkle frying.
Okay, I'm done.
The conversation has ceased, and now heavy vibrations from outside tremble the home. They move to inspect the cause, sure to carry the beacon with them and protect it at all costs. Lambent wrenches spill inside, followed by the usual roster of locust enemies. The front of the home must have been struck by a rocket that cut the power. The front of the building is gone, and nothing is stopping grubs from sprinting inside. They'll need to survive this onslaught and return to searching out those launch codes before they can leave. They withstand the horde, and, even to Paddock's surprise, the bot was able to extract the launch codes from a computer that everyone was pretty sure had no power just a few moments ago.
I was surprised by this, Your Honor. I also might go back one day and take one of those mansions. Who will say no? Everybody very dead. So, yes.
They already have dead bodies in them, so I don't have to decorate myself. That's pretty good.
That's pretty nice.
Back in present-day court, Loomis now turns his attention to Private Augustus Cole. Woo! Who Loomis observes has been atypically quiet today.
Woo.
Before a bigger woo could come out of Cole's mouth, the courtroom was rocked by an explosion. The Onyx guards react in a panic by firing their machine guns in the air like Al-Qaeda celebrating a birthday. Grubs spill in and overtake some of the guards, knocking their guns to the ground. Cole picks one up just before Locust, revving a Lancer chainsaw, leaps at him. He forces the gun he just picked up into the chainsaw blade to buy himself some time, but he's going to need more time. Suddenly, the Locust pops backward, dead. Cut to Loomis, standing nearby, holding the smoking gun. He just saved Cole's life. Cole drops the now useless, freshly chainsaw-chewed gun, and Loomis casually resumes the proceedings.
Like it was no big deal. All right.
And that reminds me, it's time for a word from our sponsor. Hi, it's me, the guy who offered you an amazing deal on Lancers back in the First Gears of War episode. Look, I'm not gonna lie, the Lancer business hasn't exactly coped well with the COVID pandemic. It turns out when people don't go outside, they don't care what their shrubbery looks like. Hedges might as well be full forests in this new world. But when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. Well, life has to hand you sugar too. And water. Look, life has to give you lots of ingredients, okay? But the point here is that if overgrown hedges are a symptom of never going outside, then surely those who stay inside become more aware of their own overgrown hedges, if you catch my drift. I'm talking about pubes! Introducing the new Lancer. The new Lancer combines the horde-killing power of a machine gun with the cutty parts of a chainsaw with the retail package editing power of a Sharpie marker, capable of writing the word new on old regular-ass Lancers. How would my dead parents feel about not just using their attic full of machine guns to make landscaping equipment, but also failing to make that business profitable, so pivoting toward a Thistle side hustle? Who cares? They're dead. The lucky bastards. So next time you catch yourself selfishly not supporting my business by ignoring those outside hedges, why not support my business instead by trimming those inside hedges? Whether you need to wrangle your dangle manger, or clip your dick in bits thicket, or bust that nut fuzz, or get a handle on that clam bramble, or, I've probably got another one in here. Let me think, it was something about, like, why does the valley need to be hidden? I don't know, but that one was only if the distribution deal with Hidden Valley Ranch salad dressing went through, which I am not confident it will. Ugh. Anyway, make your pubes less disgusting with the new Lancer. You got your free new Lancer, right? Did you get yours in the mail?
I did, and it is wonderful. It also works on the armpits. You can get at that nose hair with it. You can come up behind strangers and get like the back of their neck with it real quick and shave a big spot in the back of their neck. Oh, they hate it, but it's funny as fuck.
I'm going to have to return mine. Mine already got choked up. you know?
Oh, too much bush, huh?
Too much, man. It's pretty aggressive. So
Yeah.
anyway, flashback to where we left off. Now, from Cole's point of view, they have the launch codes from Elliot's house, and they're still in possession of the beacon. They transport by sea to a fortified island called Onyx Point, which is where the missile is located. They have the beacon, they have the codes, now they need to manually arm the missile.
Almost done.
When the transport hatch lowers, the Gears immediately storm a fortified beach in a scene reminiscent of the infamous Normandy invasion of World War II. They methodically cover hop up the beach between conveniently placed cover hoppable pieces of bullet-resistant environmental assets to wipe out the machine gun turrets and snipers along the ridge to eventually reach the large sliding metal doors that mark entry into the fortress. At this point, Cole snarkily quips during his disposition to Loomis that he hopes he doesn't plan to shoot them for trespassing. Loomis snaps back with,
I already have a plenty of reasons to shoot you, Private.
Objection! So you've known the reasons this whole time and won't tell me? A man passionate about justice marauding as an attorney?
Overruled.
God damn it.
Overruled again. Every time.
God damn it.
Overruled.
More enemies lie in wait on the other side of the door. This fortified island fortress isn't so fortified from locusts after all. The place is crawling with them. The Gear suspect the light mass missile is still hidden around here somewhere, and despite all odds, they believe the locusts haven't found it yet. They believe this despite the number of enemies on site, which could suggest not only do the locusts know where it is, they are here to protect it from the Gears. Either way, inside the fortress walls are several buildings of multiple floors, and the light mass missile could be anywhere.
Oh my.
And it's too bad locusts can't read all the signs saying things like, missile this way, or light mass missile just ahead.
Ah, man. We're lucky.
Skipping ahead, the 4 Gear soldiers reach the silo where the missile was, quote, hidden. It was hidden in a missile silo. It's easily 100 feet tall and wasn't even wearing a fake nose or a mustache either.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. As they stare at the missile, contemplating what they're about to do, they hear Loomis come over the radio. He's giving orders to their unit to move to the Museum of Military Glory and take the city block by block. He doesn't know that the soldiers he's speaking to, 4 of his finest Gear soldiers, Baird, Cole, Sophia, and Paddock, are miles away, activating a giant missile while holding its targeting beacon and the codes to launch it.
He's going to be pissed.
Sophia approaches Baird and pleads for him to tell Loomis what they're about to do. Baird obliges.
Colonel Loomis, Lieutenant Baird here.
Lieutenant, what is your position?
Onyx Point. We've just activated the light mass and we're about to...
Not another goddamn word, Lieutenant. That missile is sitting in that silo for a reason.
Colonel, you have no idea what you're up against.
I know exactly what I'm up against. The grub who killed a bunch of worthless Indies. I'd shake the bastard's hand if I could.
Then you and your men will die.
Lieutenant, arrest Private Paddock and remain on that rock. Actually, no. Cadet Hendrick, arrest Paddock and Lieutenant Baird if he resists you. This is Omega 2.
There we hear Loomis, understandably upset, order Sophia to arrest Paddock and Baird if they resist orders to stop this wild plan of theirs. Loomis is interrupted over the radio by another Gears unit at the Museum of Military Glory. His unit is pinned down and they need an evacuation. The voice requesting evac was that of Marcus Phoenix. If you recall from our first Gears of War episode, when Lieutenant Kim is killed right in front of Marcus by General Ram, this is that point in time.
We think so anyway. Who cares? We just, it's cooler if it is.
Over the radio, they hear that Marcus' request for evac will take 1 hour. Marcus screams over the radio,
We don't have 1 hour.
Cole turns to Baird, Sophia, and Paddock and tells them that they could get to him sooner than an hour. Baird agrees and says he's going to rescue Marcus and his men. He then turns and presses a button on the control panel that readies the light mass missile for launch, defying Loomis's orders. Expectedly, Sophia does nothing to stop him.
Yeah, with the beacon in tow and an armed missile ready to launch that they just pushed the button on, this plan feels kind of backward to me. Like they should evacuate Marcus and his company from the museum, and then deploy the beacon and launch the missile at the museum to wipe out a large number of enemies. Of course, none more important than that vicious Karn. And that makes sense, right? Get Marcus out of the way, hit him with the missile, boom. We win, we get to save Marcus. But their plan really is, let's go ahead and launch that missile at Karn and hope Marcus and his company survive the collateral damage. And then, if he's still alive after that, we'll get him. Does that sound like a good idea? Just almost kill Marcus? Sound good?
Travis.
What?
Are you a gear soldier? Huh? Did you go to several years of some kind of gear soldier school? Huh? To learn how to, do whatever the hell these gear soldiers are doing? Did you do that?
Overruled?
Damn it.
Well, overruled that too. Seemed like a personal attack on me that time. Overruled. Learning that works. I'm going to say that all the time. Anytime my wife asks me for anything, I'll be like, overruled. Worked on Caleb.
Back to the present day. Loomis has been listening as the gears have detailed how exactly they thwarted his orders. He taps his pen on his desk, attempting to temper his rage before finally saying,
You people astound me!
At that moment, a giant piece of the ceiling crashes down, nearly flattening Baird, who rolls out of the way at the last second. Onyx guards respond to the threat and tell Loomis there's an evac helicopter awaiting and that he should postpone his tribunal. Loomis isn't interested in that and tells the guards to get back outside and fight. So with that, Baird picks up where Cole left off. They have left Onyx Point and are now back in Halvo Bay where Marcus, Karn, and the museum are. They make their way on foot to the museum. They have to fight their way through a wharf where civilian remains are scattered around. It's an unsightly, blood-spackled mess, and the locusts are still here en masse. Getting to the museum to rescue Marcus won't be easy, especially since they don't have the ability to call for backup as they've gone completely rogue on this mission. In his testimony, Baird emphasizes to Loomis that Karn had already wiped out several Onyx troops. Did you really think you had things under control? The grubs are smarter than we think. The flashback continues without Loomis responding to that. Once inside the city, the streets are a who's who of locust breeds, but Baird and company press on. They reach a part of the city known as Old Town and realize that the people who lived there had been evacuated to the rooftops where they thought they would be safe. After all, the threat started underground. Unfortunately, they guessed wrong. Bodies are everywhere. No one in this part of town survived the invasion.
No.
They continue to scale the rooftops toward Marcus and the museum. Once close, Baird comes up with a plan, but it means sacrificing their bot, who they meant to name but didn't.
Oh.
Baird adds, the little guy helped us out, but we had a job to do.
Also, I just thought I'd name it Bone Drone before we kill it. Now, does that make it sadder? Okay. It does. Okay, we'll just leave it at bot then. Starting to get attached.
I could see the funeral now. Bone Drone was a lovely bot. Marcus is getting impatient. Over the radio, he yells,
We can't hold them off forever. Control! We need that evac!
He also says he has wounded soldiers who need to be transported out, likely Lieutenant Kim. Baird and company can finally see the museum now. Baird gives the beacon to the bot, tells it, bye-bye, and sends it on its way. The plan is to have the bot take the beacon near Karn, so the missile will hit there while all the gears remain at a safe distance.
Except for Marcus, of course, who we think we probably just murdered.
Yes, and the bot, however, will also be toast.
Yes.
All right, looking good. Any last words for our pal?
What? The bot?
What's its name anyway?
Jack. No. It's Troy. That's a terrible name. You won't have it for long.
Cadet Hendrick, what is your position?
We're aiding another unit, sir.
What unit? Did you stay on the island as ordered?
Colonel, if we don't fire the light mass, everyone in Halvo Bay is going to die.
Lieutenant, listen carefully. That weapon is being saved by smarter men than we for a purpose. If you fire it, I will have you tried and shot.
Fine, I'll see you in court. I suggest you take cover, sir.
So that you're clear on what happened here, Loomis threatens to prosecute them if they fire the weapon. And as we all know by now, Baird fires the weapon.
And kills Marcus.
Hold on. The next scene shows Baird and company standing up and coughing through the smoke after the shockwave from the missile. The museum was successfully obliterated. Then a familiar voice over the radio says,
We're good. We're good. We're a little roasted, but we're good.
Yay! Because of the circumstances, though, there was no way to relay to Marcus that their plan was to send a robot in with a beacon that would attract a light mass missile that they hoped would specifically kill Karn and create no collateral damage that would jeopardize the well-being of their nearby comrades. Marcus reacts much more gracefully than one might expect him to.
All right, you stupid fucks almost killed me. Oh my God, I should murder every... You're lucky. You're lucky. Because oh my God. If I didn't have 2 broken legs right now thanks to this, I'd get up and beat the shit out of all you guys. I cannot believe you did that. Could have called me.
It's crazy. I just ran out of bullets.
I was out of bullets, but I could still hear on the radio. It's weird you didn't be like, hey, Marcus, just a heads up. We're about to launch a missile like right at you. Because I would have ducked under this desk. But no, now I have 2 broken legs and my penis hurts. Those are related.
Could someone just give me the bone drone? Like, give me a few minutes with it. Is that cool?
You guys fucking sent the bone drone and got it killed? Now what am I? God. Now I'm even more mad. I'm more mad about that, to be honest with you. Legs will heal, but the bone drone is a pile of scrap now.
Back on their feet, Baird and company rush on toward the aftermath. They hear a horn in the distance, and Paddock recognizes it as the signal of Karn's guard. Karn's guard. Baird says he thought if they killed Karn, then the grubs fighting for him would just stop. It turns out he was wrong. They're like ISIS. The second in command is now rallying the troops. Back in the courtroom, Baird defensively asserts that Karn needed to die, and if that was the wrong call, Colonel, you can go ahead and shoot me.
I mean, that really could have saved us a shit ton of scripting hours, wouldn't it?
Loomis lets Baird continue his account. Back in the flashback, once the dust settles after the missile and waves of locust attacks finally subside, Loomis and company land their helicopters in the nearby vicinity of Baird and the Gears. The 2 groups walk toward each other, Loomis flanked by Onyx guards and Baird flanked by Cole, Sophia, and Paddock. Baird steps up to Loomis and salutes him with a smirk on his face. Loomis hauls off and punches him square in the nose, knocking him to the ground like a bag of wet sand. Loomis says,
I told you to stay on that island, Lieutenant.
And then he just walks away.
I'm keeping him French, by the way. Meanwhile, Marcus is like,
seriously, what the fuck? Where is everyone? You just gonna leave me here with my broken legs? I'm still buried under rubble. I can't feel my legs or my penis. Now I can't feel it. They were hurting, and now I can't feel it, which has me more scared. If somebody could just please come and save me, please.
Cut back to present day. Loomis scrawls something on a piece of paper and shuts it in a book and then says,
This court has reached a verdict. Any last words?
It appears there won't be any deliberations here.
Yeah, did he really need Baird to tell him that whole last part? Like, all right, tell me more about the time you walked up and then I punched the shit out of you. Like, did he just want to hear himself in that? Because, I mean, he was there for most of it, and the courtroom's under attack. I mean, you could have edited, some of that testimony down.
But it turns out the Gears do actually have some last words.
Men like you are why I fought the cog.
We saved a lot of people today.
Yeah, including your ass.
No final words from you, Lieutenant?
Maybe you have a point, sir. We saved, 1,000 people? The light mass missile was designed to save millions. I know that. But if Karn had taken Halvo, we might have lost a chance to save anyone.
Just as Baird finishes that sentence, locusts spill inside the courtroom. A few Onyx guards are immediately subdued by locusts, but the Gears scramble away. Loomis stands at his desk, firing on at the encroaching horde with his revolver like a cowboy picking off tin cans, but he doesn't see the grub rising up from behind him. The grub knocks the revolver out of his hand and takes Loomis hostage, to which I say, cool. On the ground and in cover, Paddock spots one of the guns dropped by a dead Onyx guard and picks it up. He has a shot on the grub holding Loomis, and he has a shot on Loomis. He takes a moment to aim in their direction before pulling the trigger. The head of the locust holding onto Loomis pops off, and Loomis falls safely out of the way. The firefight inside the courtroom rages on. But Loomis shows no signs of haste. He slowly gets to his feet with a vexed look on his face. He knows what to expect when he looks in Paddock's direction, and sure enough, Paddock still has the gun used to save Loomis now pointed directly at him.
Oops, I missed.
I wish he would have said that. He didn't, but I wish. Wouldn't that have been awesome?
That would be good.
We should write for games because I think we're to the point now we could make them good.
Yeah. It's all worth it for that one line. We could throw away these dozens of episodes of crap. That's a good line there. After a dramatic stare, Paddock lowers the scope. Will having his life saved change Loomis's position on these gears? Time will tell. For now, there are locusts to kill. He picks his revolver back up, takes a few pot shots at the horde, and flees through a door to the rear. Meanwhile, the 4 gears band together and take position behind cover, now all armed and ready to fight once more. The rest of the story plays out in the present. The courtroom is a disaster. It was before, but now it's a disaster with active fires, smoke, debris, and populated with some of the Horde's worst atrocities, like Cedars, Rangers, Maulers, Boomers, Grinders, Tickers, Wretches, Flickers, Doohickeys, Clam Bramblers.
Wait, what?
Dick Thicklets,
Huh?
Loop-de-doos,
Wait,
Loop-de-don'ts, and whatever else is there.
Oh.
It's like they pulled a bus up outside with a whole football team. The Onyx Guard gave no resistance either. They all died pretty immediately. It's up to Baird and company to drive out this wave of enemies.
Yeah, and guys, I just want you to be sure to use your new Lancer from today's ad on your Clam Bramblers and your Dick Thickets that we listed off there. It's very important.
Once the waves have been dealt with, the gears decide to use promo code TAILS. That's clambramblers.com/tails. Once the waves have been dealt with, the gears decide to get to the chopper. Seriously, though, they spy a helicopter outside they reckon they can steal to get out of Halvo Bay. The issue is that they still can't get out of the courtroom. We've all been there, am I right? All of the exits are blocked by debris and fire, and assumedly some really dependable courtroom guards. Those guys are fierce.
Hanging in there.
So they need to find a way out by navigating through the rest of the claustrophobic and smoke-filled government building complex. In the meantime, they keep an eye out for Colonel Loomis. They're not sure what they would do if they find him, but they sure haven't seen him anywhere.
Sir, Colonel Loomis just abandoned us. Permission to call him an asshole, sir.
Permission to call him whatever you want, Cadet.
At some point, one might begin to wonder how big this courtroom is and how big a courtroom needs to be. After a long traipse through multiple giant doors, marble corridors, immaculately designed staircases, colonial architecture, Roman architecture, late 17th century British architecture, and even ancient Greek architecture, the gears still find themselves inside with the Locust and not outside in their helicopter. After more hallways fighting, giant doors fighting, hallways fighting, giant doors, hallways fighting, giant doors, and places that call themselves entrances that clearly only entered more hallways, fit for fighting, the gears exit the courthouse finally.
It was a big courthouse, is what we're trying to say. It's too big.
The outside of the courthouse is not looking great. There is a mountain of rubble they have to climb to even see what's around them. What they see is a city burning into the night. A red glow emanates from the fires beyond. The helicopter they plan to take is still a trek away, and no one is surprised to see more locusts sprinting toward them. As one locust steps up to aim his weapon toward the gears, a revolver barrel appears to the right of its head before its brains get blown out. It's Loomis! He's outside and was hiding in an alcove near the stairwell. This takes Cole by surprise. He yells,
"Colonel, where'd you come from?"
as if happy to see the man who was trying to lock them up for hurting his ego. Without missing a beat, Loomis says,
I'm just killing all the grubs you missed.
burn. He then runs out from cover with his revolver in hand and fires on each grub he sees.
It's kind of badass, but I also still hate him.
Of course. The 5 of them now with Loomis press on and wipe out more waves of locusts before coming together behind cover.
Oh, awkward. Coming together behind cover.
Somewhere in the distant yonder, Dizzy bays at the moon. The original giggity.
Yeah.
Baird, known for at least attempting to extract narrative details from mum characters, asks, Colonel, are we getting on that helicopter so you can actually shoot us somewhere else? At that moment, Karn bursts out of the ground on the back of his enormous beast.
I'm pretty sure we hit him directly with a missile already. What is up?
To be fair, we also hit the gears pretty directly with a missile. So, I mean...
Yeah, pretty fucking directly.
In full view, we can now see the beast is a massive tarantula. It skitters over to the helicopter and punts it about 100 yards away. As if watching a tennis match, all the gears follow the trajectory of their once escape plan, fly past them before it crashes upside down in a ball of flames.
Well, it looks like we have to add another item in our little drop-down list of ways helicopters get destroyed during Tales of the Lesser Medium episodes. Punted by a giant tarantula.
I was not seeing that going, no. Loomis says,
Is that your boogeyman? Doesn't seem so tough.
Together they walk out to take on Karn.
I don't know why they think if hitting it with that missile earlier is going to do it. They're just going to walk out with, like, guns that they have and do any different.
Fortunately, the gears have plenty of cover here, as this takes place at a monument plaza where plenty of stone pillars are erected.
Oh, this also might be good because when the gears die in this fight, they won't have to take their bodies very far.
I think it's just a monument, not really like a grave. But anyway, they fire on Karn and his big scary spider with everything they got, which is just bullets. They lots of bullets.
Yeah.
Eventually, though, lots of bullets get the job done, and the tarantula explodes into a bloody, sinewy mess. The fatally injured Karn rolls out from the corpse, coughing. Sophia asks what they should do now, and Paddock walks up with his lancer and says they should take their time torturing him.
Or shaving his balls, thanks to our fine sponsor, the new Lancer.
Sophia says there's a difference between war and cruelty. Shaving balls falls under neither of those, by the way. Tired of the chatter, Loomis walks up and puts a bullet in Karn's head with his revolver and says,
War is cruelty.
He turns to the rest of the gears and says,
And this one's not over.
So which one? Like the war we're in with them or the war we're in with like you? Is probably what Baird should have asked to Loomis.
That would have been a good comeback.
Hi, that is 20, my friend. I wish I knew the French word for 20.
Oh, yeah.
Loomis takes Baird aside and says,
A word, Lieutenant? Is it 20? Is it 20? Is that the word you... Is that the word you want? No, seriously though, I need a word. I need to talk with you.
I said dossier earlier. That's a fun one.
But the French, huh?
Once alone, he tells Baird,
That's the last time anyone's going to address you as Lieutenant. I'm dropping the charges, but you'll never be an officer again.
Without missing a beat, Baird replies, Yeah, why should all these brains be wasted on an officer, sir? Loomis turns and marches away. He stops at Paddock and Sophia, extending a hand to Paddock, who said,
Never.
After that, the gears walk out into the war-ravaged city for coffee, I think?
No wonder I was supposed to keep an eye on you.
On me? For what?
I guess they thought you might try to steal our military technology. Which you did.
Illegally access military technology. There's a difference.
Pardon me, Lieutenant Baird.
It's Private Baird now. Loomis just demoted me.
My congratulations.
Couldn't have done it without you.
I think that means I might be in charge.
Perfect.
Cole, do we have this much tension between us?
And that's going to wrap up Gears of War Judgment and our entire Gears of War series.
We did it! We did it. And, for some follow-up, we know where Baird and Cole went from here because we just did technically 4 episodes with them. So go check those out if you like those guys so much, But intel from GearsOfWar.com, intel from the Gears of War fandom.com. There's another dot in there. Hold on, I got this, everybody. So if you go to gearsofwar.fandom.com, and there might even be a .wiki page in there, I'm not sure, but that's where the source comes from. Sophia and Paddock left the COG, settled into Halvo Bay into a community of former soldiers of the COG and UIR, who refused to fight for either side and basically just served as protection for the stranded in the city, glorified security guards. They were sick of the politics, so they quit. But eventually, Paddock returns to soldiering in his native land of Gorznaya. And Sophia, however, she was fucking kidnapped while out on patrol one day and never heard from again. Like, that's how her story ends. Not even in a game. They're just like, yeah, and then, she got kidnapped, and yeah, we ain't seen her since. She's a missing person. So, happy endings for all, I guess. But I thought that was weird. Just a little fledgling narrative there that has no seal on it. She's just gone.
Oh, man, that was fun. That was fun. That was a great series. I think definitely one of the more interesting narratives that we've done here on Tales. One that was surprisingly more difficult than other episodes to kind of really make fun of, because it does have like sort of an undertone of seriousness. But it tries, right? Yeah, it tries. It tries harder than a lot of things. It definitely tries harder than Resident Evil. Yeah, that's for sure.
Or Half-Life.
I think most things do, though.
Yeah, I mean, they do a really good job of like having characters. Period. Just having characters, and I think that gets missed in a lot. A lot of people are just tropes or just, Resident Evil kind of had a little bit of it, but we embellished quite a bit. But here we didn't really have to embellish that much. I mean, we did like the voices, but those personalities were still pretty spot on. Like, my Marcus is a believable Marcus. He would probably say a lot of the things if we let him ad-lib long enough. Dizzy would jerk off right in front of you and wearing a cowboy hat, and he just...
Not even on his head.
Not even on his head, right?
Yeah.
So I think that was the fun part about this one, is that it wasn't like a canvas necessarily. It had a lot of directions to go with the characters, which makes it, really fun for us, because telling the story is just a vehicle for us to goof around, so...
And goof around we did, sir. Goof around we did.
Helps when it's a good story, yeah. Yeah, it was really... It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I'm going to miss a lot of the characters, though. So we'll have to come back and do Gears 4 and Gears 5 someday, because they all kind of return, but they're older. Gears 4 and Gears 5 use the second generation, so it's the kids of the soldiers. But occasionally you get
an old Marcus over there on the side being like, "You boys don't know what it was like on Jacinto. A big rock. I lost both my legs because they hit me with a missile."
And that's fun. Thank you so much for listening to these Gears episodes. We're happy you were along for the ride. And we'll be back soon with more stuff. We already got another one written and in the hopper, another episode coming. So we're not done yet. Please be sure to subscribe so you get all those future episodes.
And if you would be so kind, rate and review us. We need more reviews to read as our favorite characters. Write a review. We'll probably read it here. Mm-hmm. So please do that. Also, you can reach out to us on Twitter and just make any sort of comment about the episode if you would like. If you want to share any thoughts about it, you can reach out to the official show Twitter handle at Tales Lesser. You can reach out to me personally at Caleb J. Ross, or you can reach out to Travis at Trav Plays Games.
That's right. And I also wanted to mention, if you did want to tweet at Tales Lesser, and let's say you've already given an iTunes review, because you know how Caleb and I will read the iTunes reviews as the various characters, and you've already given one, and you're like, dang it, I can't really give another one of those. Feel free to review a series in a tweet and add us there, and we'll still read those out here on the show to make it interactive still, so you can do that if you'd like. And you can also send us an angry email about anything we got wrong to polycopodcast@gmail.com so that we can learn from our mistakes. We really want to get these right. The stories are they're so important to us. You can also go to polymedianetwork.com for more stuff. You listen to this podcast and you're like, man, that's not bad. We got other stuff, so go check it out. Maybe you'll like that too. And just to shout out the intro and outro theme, Brad Sucks. Brad Sucks. Be sure to check out Brad Sucks.
Thank you so much for listening.
And the tale has been told!